AITA for getting an expensive car even though I knew my long-term girlfriend would be upset about it? I am 27 and my girlfriend Georgia is 25 and she works as a pharmacy associate. We have been together for 2.5 years and I do see a future with her. I work in healthcare and have been scrimping and saving through most of my 20s. I didn't have much of a college experience and have just stacked money for my future. Recently I got fed up with my Hyundai and decided that it's finally time to trade it in for something nice and comfortable for myself. I told my girlfriend about my plan and she asked me what cars I was looking at, and she vehemently disagreed. I found it surprising, but I said that I wanted to get the car anyway. This was a point of contention for a while, so I found myself holding off on biting the bullet on purchasing a car. This has been the first real fight in our relationship. I would bring it up and she would either shut it down, or would give me some reason I don't find particularly convincing. It's too expensive. Well, I can afford it, I have a lot of money saved. Eventually I was getting frustrated and I vented with my friend, and he said, she's joining onto your life, she can either hop on or not, you don't need her permission. I figured that was a valid point. I told Georgia that I was getting a car. She said, do what you want, and that was that. I got a 2022 Audi A6 Premium Plus a couple of days ago. I test drove it and it rode so smooth. It had black leather seats, white exterior, low miles, clean Carfax, and 20-inch V rims. I was so happy. I got it for $39,000 out the door, put $15,000 down, traded in my Hyundai, and financed the rest through my credit union. I drove home grinning ear to ear. I called my girlfriend later that day and invited her to my apartment. I cooked her salmon and mashed potatoes and cracked open a store-bought cheesecake. Eventually I took her outside and showed her the car. I figured once she saw how nice of a purchase I made, maybe she wouldn't be so mad. After all, could you be mad as a passenger princess in German luxury? It was a vain hope. She was upset. She said, you actually did it? I said yeah, I said I was going to. We started bickering. She asked how much it cost. I told her. She said, that's more than I make in a year. I said, yeah, but I can afford it. We went back and forth but the argument devolved. Eventually I said, if you can't be happy for me, you can just go ahead and go home. She started tearing up and apologized. I apologized for snapping. We had a quiet night in after that. Today, I spoke with my girlfriend and she said that she wanted an apology from me for disregarding her feelings regarding me purchasing an expensive vehicle. I told her no apology was coming for that. I was happy with my purchase, she can either get over it or not, but how she felt about was not my problem to solve. She said that was really mean, and I said it was really mean she was trying to control my purchases as a grown man. IDA?
Relevant comments. Commenter. NTA. Evidently, y'all don't even live together. Not her call. No apology is necessary on your part. Just watch out if she continues to harp about it. Shut it down immediately. You might want to reconsider the relationship. You're young and saved for this beautiful car and had every right to purchase it. This coming from a mom/grandma. Commenter 2. Best thing to do is treat the car right. Do the required maintenance and will run for a long time. Personally, I've always bought the low-end Honda Civic, ran it for 125,000 miles before I had to sell it, moving overseas. New owner took it for a test drive and asked if I wanted more money because it was in pristine shape. Gave him a friends and family discount. Ultimately, it seems you and the GF are not on the same page financially. It's difficult to see this relationship working long-term.
OP. It's a German car, so it's even more important to be on top of maintenance. I'm going to treat her like a princess. The car, that is. The girlfriend? TBDRN, she's upset at me.
Commenter 3. Do what you want equals I do not want you to do this thing. I have said my opinion, but you should know I really disagree with you. With that said, you are not engaged nor are you married to her. Your money is yours to spend and save. I would hope that you still have a 401k, IRA, 6-month emergency fund, vacation fund, etc. If you have all of those life markers to save for your future, then enjoy the car. If you have nothing to your name, then this was a silly decision. What your girlfriend likely wants is an engagement ring. So she sees this purchase as an obstacle to her getting that from you. It's been 2 years. If you are going to marry her, this is enough time to make that decision. If not, let her go. It is already clear that you are not financially compatible.
OP. I don't even know how much save in my retirement, but a pretty penny. I've been on a 10% withdrawal for last 4 years plus 5% employer match. I work as a nurse and have been living with my parents for most of that time until I moved into my apartment a year ago. I've been saving from the moment I've been working. Pretty much everything I've earned has been saved. I don't have any debt besides the car RN. As far as engagement, I'd be open to doing that for her, but she's the one who's been hesitant because she hasn't quite locked down a career path yet. She's deciding between grad school and pharmacy school. I told I'd be fine waiting. We've talked about future plans, but we're in a holding pattern with her schooling. Update. Well, I got to the root of the issue with my girlfriend after we spoke yesterday. First things first, to clear up a few commonly mentioned things in the comments. My girlfriend wasn't expecting a ring, she didn't want one while she was deciding whether to go to grad school or pharmacy school. I can afford the car. I work as nurse making over $70K and have a lot of savings. I've worked as a nurse for 4 years. I lived with my parents for the 3 of those years and didn't spend much at all. The used Audi A6 I purchased is the biggest purchase I've ever made, and I wanted to finance half of it in case I want a mortgage in the future. Things have gotten better between the two of us since the exchange at the end of our last post. I did take her out to get some ice cream and also surprised her by taking her to getting nails done as well. She asked if I was trying to bribe her out of being mad, and I said no, just trying to be kind, even though I had planned these weekend activities ahead of time and was still fairly mad at her. Normally after a date out, we would wrap things up at my place, but I didn't have the bandwidth and wanted some space. I dropped her back off at her parents' house and asked if she could come by my place tomorrow so we could just quash this issue looming over our relationship. She said okay. I ran errands yesterday, and prepared for my girlfriend to come by. Around 6 she came by after her shift. I sat her down at the table with a pizza and basically just asked that we keep it civil and try not to get too emotional. I asked her why the car was too expensive. She said that it just was. It's excessive and wasteful. I said that I agree. That caught her off guard. I told her that I saved a lot of money and basically spent very little on myself, so just once I wanted to be excessive on myself. She asked if it's a one-off thing. I said probably. I intend to treat the car very well. I asked why her reaction was so strong to the car. This is where she kinda shut down a little. I prodded her a little. She said that she decided she wanted to go to pharmacy school. She was going to tell me soon, and while she was making this big adult decision in her eyes, here I was blowing a bunch of money on a luxury car. I congratulated her on making up her mind on a career. I didn't particularly agree with characterization, but I could see how she could see it that way. I asked which schools she was applying to and she mentioned a few public universities in our state. I asked how she was planning on paying and she said she had no other options other than loans. She was also hoping I would be willing to help out or chip in. I told her that I loved her, but that she took out her anxieties of being able to pay for her pharmacy degree on me instead of being happy for me. She apologized for that and said she didn't realize that getting a nice car meant a lot to me. She started crying and I held her for a bit. We spoke for a long time after that. In sum though, things are uncertain. I feel like I saw a really bad side of her before we took some really big steps together. Her lack of communication and feeling of control over my purchase concerned me, and I don't think it would be a good idea for me to marry her. I say marry her because there is no way I would support someone through a pharmacy degree without some sort of legal reassurance. Things left on a bittersweet note, but I love you nonetheless. I dropped her off back her parents' house. Right now I'm 90% leaning towards ending this relationship because I just don't see us heading the same direction anymore. I probably won't update or respond to comments for a while. I have 2 back-to-back shifts starting tomorrow and I'm going to hit the hay after this posts.
Relevant comment. Commenter. She wanted you to spend your money on her degree rather than on yourself.